I'll be honest, going into halftime where they were shooting the ball, I think we had to refocus. An observation from someone outside said every time we didn't contest a shot, it went in, and that's pretty much what we saw also. So I felt as we headed into the third, fourth quarter, our defense really stood up, trying to make sure we contested shots, and then I thought there was a lot of key shots. Obviously, the boards were extremely important in the inside play, so we'll take the win.
Brandi, oh, my bad. Your first game back in the starting lineup, what was it kind of like to be out there in a competitive game and kind of get that win?
It just feels good to be back. I mean, I've been putting in a lot of work. I was kind of frustrated when the incident happened, but it just feels good to be back and be back with my team.
You kind of being the primary ball handler, when the forwards are rebounding like they did today, does it kind of make it easier to look for your shots, the guards?
It makes it easier for transition buckets, I guess. Not necessarily myself, but anybody that's just running the floor.
What can you kind of say about, your team, that how they stepped up defensively, especially on the board in the second half?
We knew what we had to do. Like, we've been preparing for 3 days. It was just a matter of locking in. First half, we gave up a lot of open transition shots, but just focusing on communication, and we fixed that second half.
Kennedi, what were you looking for specifically on the offensive board, especially early in the game?
Nothing really in particular. I just knew they're shooting team, so just knowing that the ball was going to hit harder off the rim, so looking to see it fly off.
I think you guys had 40-something points in the paint today. U.S. forwards, what were you guys like? How did you kind of attack their defense to be able to be so successful in the paint?
Just being physical, making sure finish high, finish strong. Number 24 on their team was long, athletic, good player, so making sure to be ball fake and going up high on her. 'Cause she's a very good shot blocker, just honing in on all those principles.
What was kind of your strategy to defend her? Because she obviously, is a scorer and a rebounder, and I can imagine you pride yourself on the same thing.
Just basic basketball principles for the most part. I feel all of us post had to strategize with shot blocking, and then on her side with scoring. She's a good scorer, so any good scorer, just making sure staying in front, being solid, boxing out.
Thank you. Coach, early in the game, or when you went into halftime, what was kind of the thing you told your girls about the three-point shooting?
I made it pretty clear that if we didn't get back and put a hand up in the face, it was going to be a long game. So one of the things we did, we just focused in on, the energy level of getting back and sorting. I think sometimes you just want to go back, and they were pushing it because 24 Stewart can really run the court, and she was beating us down, and then that would suck in your guards, and then they'd leave out their perimeter players for open looks. So it was a reemphasis of how hard we have to work, and then we did a lot more switching. They ran a lot of what we call blur screens, and we weren't jumping up into that gap, and they were coming off, and we had to really focus in. So we adjusted that in the second half.
Your team didn't really shoot the three in a high volume. Was that something that you guys thought about coming in, or was that something that just kind of came with the flow of the game?
Their zone is more of a spread out zone, and so what we saw was that middle by that Big Ten logo was what we wanted to go, because that's what they were giving us. So the way they bumped down in the corner, you really couldn't get the ball to the corner, but that left them vulnerable. We felt in the wing, right in the middle. And then we just also felt like we could, Stewart got in a little foul trouble, so we were actually trying to get the ball and, roll up on her deep. And I thought the kids really reacted to that pretty well.
Kennedi with another, double-double performance. What does her performance this early in her career kind of mean for maybe the future of this program?
It's a bright future for this program for all these players, especially, each time we take come out and we get a win. I think it's interesting because I didn't realize Kennedy had such a great game on the double-double, but the first thing we talked about was that she didn't have any turnovers. That's been something because she plays so hard, she plays with such intensity, and we had talked about that to get that more complete game. And you add the double-double and then no turnovers. That's a great game.
Brandi played almost 30 minutes, and she was back in that starting lineup. What does she kind of bring, to the game as a senior and as kind of that leader?
Exactly what you just said. She's a senior. She's been there. As we head into, we have Evansville, and then we head into Missouri, and then the Big Ten. There's a certain aspect that you can't really teach. You just have to go and live through it. Brandi's been there. All these seniors have seen the Big Ten. I think I'm very excited, for our freshmen and where we're heading. One person I think we haven't talked about is like Janai Ephraim came in and actually took the point guard spot there, ran the team really well that last quarter. So what it means is we have a nice blend. We just got to make sure that we continue to make that a positive for us, and that we learn to use our experience and our youth in a positive light.
All right, thank you, Coach.